A car enthusiast's first car usually has a special place in their heart. For various reasons, you get your first car typically in high school, where you still have a little breathing room before responsibilities that come with being an adult set in. Your first car may be the reason why you got into cars, because it was a total shitbox and you had to fix it yourself. And you ended up obsessing on how to make your car better. Or it's when you brought your significant other to your first date, or simply it was when you made great memories with friends just cruising together. So seeing your first car driving around or parked somewhere gives you a lot of nostalgia, because for many, the time period when you were driving your first car were the good old days. So I saw an almost identical car to my first car at a Costco parking lot the other day, and I thought, damn, I should have never got rid of it. Not only because of the reasons I just mentioned, but because it's now worth double of what I bought it for. So yeah, stings for many different reasons. On that note, hi friends, I'm Sepp. Welcome back to a new video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a car enthusiast making videos for car enthusiasts like yourselves. And I try to post a new video every week, so feel free to subscribe to get your weekly dose of YouTube car content. My first car was a version 4 JDM Subaru GC8 WRX STI, and I made a video earlier this year talking about my car journey. But long story short, in 2013, I worked at my local supermarket for close to a year, and I saved up enough money for my first car. And I wasn't a car enthusiast, I just wanted a car to drive myself to and from school. So I found this weird right-hand drive car online and drove 3 hours to buy it. And it checked all the boxes for me. All-wheel drive, had 4 doors, and was in my budget. Little did I know the history and the heritage that this car represented, and how this one decision impacted my life in so many ways. Mostly good, I think. So today, let's talk about the 5 things I loved about owning a GC8 Subaru WRX STI. Firstly, the looks. In my opinion, the version 4 GC8 was the sweet spot in the GC8 styling evolution. It didn't look like a Corolla like the earlier generations did, and didn't look too aggressive like the version 5 and 6 did, with the bigger wing and updated bumper. You can stay under the radar but still retain the sporty styling. I'm 100% biased, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. The other type of looks were from the people just driving on the road. Living in Canada, the cars are all left-hand drive, so when people would drive by me, they would just give the car a second look. Back then, I thought it was because I looked so cool, but no, it was just because the steering wheel was on the right side of the car. Also, the front badge was the pink eye for Impreza version. So whenever someone who didn't know cars would come across it, they would have no idea what make and model it was. The second thing I loved was the interior. If you've ever been in an imported JDM car, it has a weird smell to it. Not a bad one, just something distinct. It's a mix of cigarettes, air freshener, and old plastic, I guess. But I didn't mind it. The seats hugged you in nicely. The USDM seats compared to the JDM GC8 seats are terrible in comparison. The gauges were simple, clean, and driver focused. With the tachometer right in the middle, it just brought out the driving engagement even more. Also, it had the steering wheel bigger than a bus's. At least it felt like it. The stock Momo, in my opinion, was massive. The third thing is practicality. Having 4 doors was a plus. I was able to haul my friends around and throw random things in the back seat. Also, gas mileage wasn't too bad. Being a 2-liter, it didn't consume as much gas as you may think. But I did have to fill up with 94 octane, so that hurt the wallet. Well, back then, 94 octane was like $1.10, $1.20 per liter Canadian. Now it's around $1.50 or $1.80. We really didn't know how good we had it back then. Now to the fourth reason, the heart of this beast. The EJ20K engine punched hard. It was actually a little hard to drive it normally. You had to get the revs up to get the power turned on, and when it was on, it really put you to the back of your seat. It was fun to show the feeling of boost to my friends, but it eventually became a little challenging to drive daily. The engine sound was intoxicating. The car was completely stock, but the EJ rumble gave off that rhythmic thumping Subaru fanatics love. Last thing about the engine was what was in the engine bay. I adored the stock carbon fiber strut bar. It looked so racer when I polished it up. I really wish they carried the carbon fiber over to the STI generations beyond the GC8. Last but not least, number 5, the driving dynamics. The GC8 was light, nimble, and it felt like it was on rails. The all-wheel drive system gave me a false sense of invincibility, like with many other all-wheel drive performance platforms. It pulled you out of corners and just made any highway exit a corner to attack. The hydraulic steering provided feedback through the wheel that made you feel really connected to the car. The car was old school and provided a visceral tether of man and machine. And oh, the winter months just let the car come into its natural habitat. In deep snow, the GC8 just ate it all up. Power slides were effortless and the boost just hit harder with the cold air. The car just kinda evolves in a way in the winter. Talking about evolving, it's been 8 years since I owned that car and I do wish I kept it. Some of my best high school memories and friends were made thanks to that car, and yeah, 8 years later, I'm still a huge car enthusiast. So those were the 5 things I loved about owning a GC8 STI. So what car do you guys regret selling and what did you love about it? Let me know down in the comments. Anyways friends, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care.